What is going on, everybody out there? Lamont at large, coming to you live, but not live, in a city that I do not want to be in, Los Angeles. Can't wait to get the heck out of here. Today's question: is pop star Katy Perry responsible for this woman's death? You be the judge. So this lady right here, her name is Sister Catherine Rose Holzman, and she is a part of the Sisters of the Most Holy and Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Say that 3 times fast. So Sister Catherine has been a nun practically all of her adult life. Now, this story starts in 1968. So at the time, Daniel Donahue owned an 8-acre mansion right around the corner from where we're walking at right now. Now, his wife had recently just passed away. And Mr. Donahue, I'm assuming he was a pretty big fan of the Catholic religion. Now, I don't know how the sisters got in contact with him, but he's selling his property, and this convent, they come up with an offer. But there's a problem. These ladies, they don't have $600,000 in cash. It's 1968 today. That amount would be over $4.5 million. So I don't know how he finagled it. I want to say either he gave them the home for a really, really discounted rate, or he basically covered the loan himself. I don't really know. But the sisters would later take ownership of this home. And for the next 43 years, they would live there. They would have their studies there, their prayer service there, all this, that, and the third. Everything that a convent does and doesn't do. So this is the part of the story now that I hope I'm correct on, but also it gets so wishy-washy, I don't know who to believe. So by 1972, their purchase of this home is complete. Now, as time progresses, going into the 90s, and some of the sisters are getting older, some of them are dying, some of them are just, they're tired of the nun life. So the Archdiocese of Los Angeles agrees to take over the property because now the nuns are unable to upkeep the home. I mean, you're talking about a pretty big property, and I'm assuming none of them are making any money or unable to work. I don't know how the money works with the Catholic Church, but I know they have enough money to pay all the pedophile priests that they've been hiding in different convents and priest house all over the world. So the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, they make a deal with the sisters, and they say, all right, listen, we're gonna, help upkeep the property, and we'll take care of everything, and you guys will always have a place to live. I don't know if they signed a contract stipulating that the Archdiocese is now the official owner of this home. That's when I need a lawyer to leave a comment below to tell me what's really going on. Because the true owner of that property, to me, honestly, it's still up for debate. So by 2011, there's less than 5 nuns in this convent living on this entire property. There's less than 5 nuns, and other than the occasional pedophile priest that moves into the home and that is being hid from authorities. Actually, 3 priests were arrested on that exact property for the crime that I just mentioned. So now the time has come for the last 2 sisters to sell the property and to get out of here. Now, this is, again, a part of the story that I don't understand. So in 2015, the sisters, they decide to sell the property to this woman named Dana Hollister. I don't believe she's related to the Hollister ugly clothing brand. So Dana Hollister, she's describes herself as a restaurateur. I don't know how this lady has made her money. I guess she was born with money. I don't know. So here's the weird thing. So she agrees to buy the house from the sisters for a good price, $15.5 million. Here's the problem. Normally, when you're buying something that costs $15 million, you want to put a considerable amount of that cash into the deal. She only included $100,000 in cash up front, and the rest, it appears to be some kind of a promise to pay. It looks like a bad deal to me. So the archdiocese, they're like, yo, no, hold up. We already have a buyer, and it's Katy Perry right here. They're gonna sell her the property. Katy wants it to, I don't know, place to chill out. So she agrees to purchase the home for $14.5 million. $10 million of that in cash. So $10 million in cash versus $100,000 in cash. I'm probably going to take the $10 million in cash at 14.5. And then that's when you had this legal debate / war between the sisters, the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, Dana Hollister, and Katy Perry. Now, part of the stipulation with Katy Perry buying this home right here was that she had to find a home for the last remaining sisters that were alive for them to live at. I don't know if she had to buy something for them or she just had to rent something, but she had to find a place for them to go and live, and she totally agreed to it. So this is the property right here where the legal fight between the sisters and Katy Perry and the Archdiocese and Dana Hollister took place. Katy Perry wants a home for her and her mother, maybe her boyfriend if she had it at the time. And Dana Hollister, she wants to buy this property so she could open up a cheesy boutique hotel. And again, this lady offered $1 million more, but she only brought $100,000 to the purchase, which is absolutely freaking ridiculous. And in the story, the sisters didn't want to sell to Katy Perry. One of them had heard a terrible rumor that Katy Perry had sold her soul to the devil in exchange for her worldwide fame and her wealth and her beauty and all that stuff. Now, Katy Perry did say in an interview as a joke that she did sell her soul to the devil. Now, Katy Perry, she grew up in a very strict, Christian household. I believe both her parents were Pentecostal priests. Don't quote me on that. So she was raised pretty strict. And as a matter of fact, Katy Perry, when she first came on the music scene, her first album was a Christian album. And, well, you probably don't know about that because nobody did, because it didn't sell. Nobody bought it. I think most of the people that bought the album was probably her mom. So later on, Katy Perry made a song called I Kissed a Girl, and she liked it. And after that song, she blew up. And so now she went from kissing a girl and liking it to making love with aliens. It's the song. I'm not going to sing it, but she professes her love for an alien. I don't know, it's weird. Anyways, so now you have this this story that's all over the news back in those days, back in the olden days, about Katy Perry and how she's so mean and so cruel, and she's kicking out these poor nuns out of their home that they've ever known. Well, of course, it goes more into detail than just a bunch of weirdo priests kicking out some nuns. Again, these nuns, by now, there's only 2 or 3 of them left alive. And how are they, gonna live on this big property and be able to maintain it by themselves? Now, Sister Catherine said in an interview that this is the part I don't get about this story, because she said that the Archdiocese never paid a dime towards keeping this place, keeping the upkeep going. But if they're not paying any money, then how do they have any legal claim as to the ownership of the property? I don't know. Do you? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Please leave a comment below, because I don't understand. So anyways, so later on, the Archdiocese would go on to sue Dana Hollister So, from what I know, Katy Perry has either she has a lawsuit against Dana Hollister, or the Archdiocese, they have a lawsuit against Dana Hollister. Maybe they both have it. I'm not terribly sure. I believe they both did. See, this story's kind of confusing, and I'm trying to explain it to the best of my abilities. We're gonna go take a walk downtown, and I'll tell you what happened during the court case. Now, Katy Perry, she's not going down without a fight. This is not the type of woman that didn't reach the levels of fame that she reached by simply giving up. So, to help facilitate the sale that was, brokered by Archdiocese Jose Gomez, Katy Perry agrees to meet up with the last remaining nuns at the property. Now, again, remember when I said that Katy Perry did grow up in a strict religious household. So she meets up with the nuns, and her job is to impress them, right? So how do you impress a small group of nuns? Easy. You show them you're tattooed with the word Jesus on it, and you sing the religious song "Oh Happy Day," but you have to read the lyrics off of your phone because you don't really know that song, even though there's not many different words, complex words in that song. So the nuns, they weren't impressed by her tattoo. I don't think most nuns are. And number two, they're not impressed with the fact that she arrived very late to the meeting. Now, you got bad traffic in Los Angeles, so I can kind of see that that would be an issue. But then again, it just shows a lack of disregard towards the sisters, because if you have an appointment at 10 a.m., well, then it's better to arrive 45 minutes early than 2 hours late. So after the impromptu meeting, Katy Perry leaves thinking that she has this mansion in the bag, but the sisters, citing her joking of selling her soul and her suggestive lyrics, she kissed a girl, she liked it, and she wants to have sex with aliens. So they're not gonna sell her the property. They think that it would be ultimately a sin if they were to give or sell their home to this devil-worshipping weirdo. And so finally, this case would come to a conclusion, I want to say about half a mile from where I'm at right now. A sad conclusion, to say the least. Later on, the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, along with Katy Perry, would go on to sue Dana Hollister basically for interfering with the sale between the Archdiocese and Katy Perry. Now, later on, the court, which the building is right there, would go on to find Dana Hollister guilty of malice and fraud. I mean, come on now. She's coming up with a $15.5 million deal with $100,000 in cash. So the judge would rule in the favor of the Archdiocese and Katy Perry. So Dana Hollister was basically told to pay for not buying a house, $15 million. So she was awarded about $10 million of her money was awarded to the Archdiocese, and about $5 million to Katy Perry. And well, if you have only $100,000 in cash on a $15.5 million deal, you probably don't have $15 million to fork out towards you losing in court. So Dana had to file for bankruptcy. So after the verdict was rendered, Dana Hollister, on top of the $15 million that she owed the Archdiocese and Katy Perry, she was ordered to pay the nuns $25,000 a month until the conclusion of her bankruptcy case. And on March 9th of 2018, the sisters with Dana Hollister attended a bankruptcy hearing in the United States Bankruptcy Court, courtroom 1545, this courtroom right here. And during the proceedings, Sister Catherine collapsed and died right in that very courtroom. The stress of this entire ordeal was just too much for her 89-year-old heart to take. And she died right in that courtroom. This is the Calvary Cemetery. And we are walking up to the final resting place of Sister Catherine. She's buried right here. She does not have a marker. I do not know why, but there is no marker. But she is buried right here where I'm standing. So ultimately, just a rather unusual story. And I still don't understand exactly who were the ones that owned the place, because from the story that you want to believe, the sisters owned the place. However, I don't see anywhere where any documents were signed to where it gave ownership to the archdiocese. But nonetheless, rest in peace to Sister Catherine Mary Holzman and the rest of the sisters buried here at the Calvary Cemetery, and the rest of the souls here. Some famous, some infamous, some forgotten. Okay guys, I'm out of here. Catch up with you on the next video. Have a good one. Peace out.